It's showing us live on our platform, so I'm just going to double check here that we are showing up. All right, well, I am starting to see the notification button show up on my end, which means that others are starting to also get notified that we are live and I can get this kicked off. We're just running a couple minutes behind, so I just want to be mindful of our time and make sure that we get to everything during our broadcast time. So I'll just move right into it. Welcome and good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever it is that you are tuned in to our broadcast. We always enjoy hearing from you, whether you choose to engage with us in real time through comments, through questions that you might have, or remarks, or even at a later point by giving us a hashtag replay so we know that you tuned in and that you picked up some of this information as well. Of course, if there's information that you want to know or greater detail on a particular personal item that you want to DM our page with, sometimes we've had folks DM us if it's more of a sensitive type of question. You can always send that in to us and we'll be happy to get that over to our guest. Now, if this is your very first time on either of our pages, we are streaming this live over on our Facebook page and our YouTube platform. So both are opportunities to reach our audiences that either are subscribed on one or both platforms. If it is your very first time and you've landed on our page some way, somehow, then I encourage you to not only hit the like button on our page, make sure that you're following it here on Facebook so you can get alerted when we post content or go live. And also be sure to select the subscribe button on our YouTube channel so you can be alerted when we have released video or additional information your way. Now, if you're tuned in with us, then I want to make a quick ask, and that's for you to hit the share button on this video so others in your network can also see that we're live, can pause what they're doing, or maybe multitask and join in and hear some of these updates. We have these Monday updates for you from our city councilors and Mayor Pro Tem on a weekly basis, near weekly basis, so that they can update you on what's going on in City Hall, items that are important, and even items that are on their radar as well that they are interested in you getting to be aware of or know of along the way. Now, what we'll do if we do have a comment or question that comes our way is be able to pull that up on our screen like we've done right over here. And this shows you a couple of functions. One, this shows you the platform of YouTube where we have Dave Carpenter sharing a quick good morning message to myself and Councilor Ezeadi. So thank you so much, Dave, for being on here with us. We also have our current board chairman, Parker Brown, who's on our Facebook platform. And that's how you can tell, like there's the little red or the blue that shows up with their little comment. But anyways, this will post up. We'll be able to see your profile picture and your comments. So please feel free to engage with us or react to this video so we can give you that shout out. Good morning to you as well, Parker, and thank you for being on here. And then, of course, we've got one of our past board chairman, Brian Head, tuned in with us as well on this lovely Monday morning. So Councilor Ezeadi, it feels like it's been a little while since I've been able to have you on our broadcast. There's a lot that's been happening over the last couple of weeks or so. So I'll just turn this over to you to kind of update us on some of the things that we should be aware of.
Yeah, hi. It's great to be back. I think the last time was last spring, so it's been a wild year, but I'm glad to be back here. I have been watching, so you've done a great job, Juliet, this whole time. Yeah, so right now at City Council, we're just preparing for a full year. You know, we just updated the strategic plan. We just released an outreach calendar. So one of the priorities this year is really making sure that we connect with residents in more creative ways, which we've talked about, Juliet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That there's so many ways that we could be.
Yes.
And we're finally doing that. So we have several town halls planned this year. We have coffees with residents. We have summer block parties planned, movies planned. all sorts of things to just build that connection between residents and government, and I think
Mhm.
that's the key to making sure that we can actually trust government again, is if we connect more with our residents. So I'm very excited about those several events. There's a whole calendar out there. Um, we have a study session today talking about the pavement quality index. So if you recall, our community survey talked about roads being the most important, or one of the most important priorities for our residents. Road maintenance, keeping up with our roads. So we're we have a study session tonight where staff will be presenting us with potential raises of a fee, so a roadway improvement fee by $1 per dwelling unit, that will help to raise more money so we can improve our roads much faster. So I'm very curious about what that looks like.
Mhm.
So yeah, just lots of stuff going on.
Are you still with me? I'm sorry.
Oh
Oh yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
yeah,
So
I
last
just stopped. I just stopped there.
Oh, you're okay. I was like, oh my gosh, did I lose him? I was over here trying to pan over to some of our agendas so I can pull for the study session the agenda so that way folks can be able to reference it later. Now, last week was also a city council meeting that you all had. Were there items from that meeting that you wanted to reflect on or share with those that are tuned in with us?
um, Nothing much that I would like to, but yeah, we talked about several things. We approved the new comp plan. So I know there's been lots of discussion around the comprehensive plan, the revised comprehensive plan. That was second reading was last week. Um, Nothing much to say about that.
Okay. Just quickly pulling some of our items that are over here. Um, okay. Well, were there other updates that you were trying to touch on then?
Other updates. So I started a new series, if you will, where I'm volunteering at local businesses. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be volunteering at all kinds of businesses around around Westminster and Arvada. The first one I did was last week, so it's called Obi at Work, where I'm just giving a few hours of my time once a week or so to a local business and highlighting them, promoting them, learning about them, learning about their needs, their struggles, if any, and how I can help. So it's just a way of making sure that the community knows of these businesses and that there are opportunities for them to contribute and volunteer if they would like to as well.
Mhm.
So last week we went to Frontline Farming in Arvada, and that was a really fascinating experience for me because I'm not a green thumb at all. Um, but I planted onions. I learned about what they do around the state. We have several lined up in Westminster, and yeah, just looking to keep that going.
Okay. So I am just kind of pulling up so I can include the agenda from last week for anyone. Now, this is about an 800 plus page agenda that you all had, and several of these items that were on here, like Earth Day, that's coming up, I believe, on the 22nd. Looks like there is a proclamation around Child Abuse Month, National Volunteer Week, and um, several other developments that kind of came forward as well for first readings.
Yeah, we approved many land use related things. So yeah, that was a very long agenda. We had a lot of public hearings, and most of those went through. So very exciting. One of them being the open space by Pierce. So we purchased that, and we'll make that an open space. So that's very exciting because that needs to be cleaned up. That has been there for some time, and residents have complained to us for some time on that. So we're
Mhm.
starting that process of cleaning that up.
Awesome. Okay. Well, so usually if I have any questions, then I bring them up, but really this is the time for you to kind of be sharing those updates from council and the dais that's happening. And you've kind of summarized tonight's study session and last week's city council meeting fairly quickly. So Other items that we want to get out there for folks before we wrap up our discussion?
Um, Really, I'm just trying to find ways of connecting with you all. I would
Mhm.
like to partner with you, Juliet, and the chamber on more of those volunteering opportunities, right? And promoting opportunities for small businesses.
Mhm.
Um, I would like to figure out more ways of having offline communications. So
Mhm.
I have an online newsletter where I try and update everyone every week on all the things that are happening around this area. But I'm curious if there are offline opportunities now
Mhm.
where I can connect, um, even an offline newsletter, right? So I'm thinking of ways of maybe literally printing, like old
Mhm.
school, printing a newsletter and dropping it off at a library or a business here or there, right? And
Mhm.
seeing if there's ways, if that's an opportunity, because not everyone is online and not
Mhm.
everyone um, may have a phone even, right? So there's all kinds of ways that we can meet you where you are. So if anyone has those suggestions, please reach out to me. um, I could put my number in here in
Mhm.
the chat. Anyone can call me anytime or email me. um,
Yeah, I will drop that in there for folks that are interested in directly connecting with Councilor Ezeadi. Here is his cell phone so that you can contact him. I know he does welcome that open line of communication. Um, I don't see any comments or questions, so I will just kind of quickly answer yours on kind of what's coming up around small business. For us, it's National Small Business Week on a localized level, and we will be kicking that off actually starting this Friday. So we've got one of our small business owners that'll be hopping on our radio segment this Friday around 1. And then all throughout next week, they'll have on demand webinars that they're able to download our small businesses. So at no cost, they are able to see kind of 3 different webinars. They're targeting some of the issues that our businesses are facing. And then outside of that, we are leveraging our online kind of virtual social shop local, do business locally campaign. That's our gift card program to encourage business to go toward those businesses that are offering promotions and offers all throughout that week next week. And so between all of those, we are also standing up a resource panel with some of our area organizations that contribute free resources to our small businesses to support them. But these are all kind of ways to educate, promote, and support our small businesses throughout the week of, again, it kicks off really on um, the 20, I think it's the 24th technically through the 1st, but we'll start it this Friday through next Friday. All right. Well, if there aren't any questions and we don't have any comments, I think this is record shortest broadcast time that we've ever had, Councilor Ezeadi. But I do love that you guys have a calendar that's now out for being involved in the community, from town halls, coffees, movies, and some of those. I know that you stood up your own office hours at City Hall as soon as you were elected and kind of bought in. And so this has been one of an additional way to kind of get out there to residents and let them know what's going on. But for those of you that might be interested in the study session that's tonight, that Councilor Ezeadi did mention to us, the link directly to the agenda is included for you as a PDF file into the comment section that you can access at any point in time and be able to tune in. Of course, council meetings and study sessions are available for you to also watch in the comfort of your home. And they have recently been streaming those on Facebook in addition to the YouTube channel as well. This quick comment came through from Dave Carpenter. And so he's sharing that he listened to the comp plan hearing for Councilor, that you opposed it because there wasn't enough density, yet there was only, yet we only have so many water rights available to use. Were there any comments that you wanted to make on this? His follow-up was, can you comment on how we get density you want without the available water?
Yeah, so with the comp plan, my main objection to it was it doesn't provide any choice. It reduces, so we have 3% of developable land left in the city, and well, less than 3%, and it's um, not going towards mixed use. It's not going towards multifamily. It's not good for business if you think about it. So it will reduce the consumer demand. It reduces disposable income because when housing costs are unaffordable right now, most of each person's paycheck is going towards housing costs. That reduces their disposable income. Um, the main problem with the comp plan for me is that there's a misalignment between the map itself and the policies. The policies actually are great, right? Because those policies didn't really change. The actual goals didn't change from the old plan to the new one. It's the map that changed. So the policies themselves state that it's great for business. It has a lot of things that are great for housing and all those things. But with comp plans, what really matters is the map, right? So the map was revised, and my biggest complaint there is it doesn't really give much choice for our residents. And at a time when most people are, they can't afford to live here, we need to figure out how to build our workforce capacity for our workforce. We need to figure out how to build um, choice for our residents, for seniors who would like to downsize, right? There aren't many options for our seniors who have single family properties, but what they would like to downsize to a townhouse or a condo. It's just a lot of those things that's why I was objecting to it. But I heard the comments from Brian Head. I actually just had lunch with Brian yesterday, um, and he was spot on, because what his main point is that we still need to pass the comp plan now, because if we don't pass it now, it reduces our ability to um, move on, right? So we have the code zero and all sorts of other plans that need to move forward, but they require the comp plan to move first. So we need to pass something now versus nothing now, which makes a lot of sense. So I can see that too.
All right.
Did
Thank
I
you.
answer that?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question, Dave and Councilor Ezeadi, for feeding in and providing us some clarity from your perspective on it. Hopefully that has answered your question. I don't see any additional comments on it, but I did also want to quickly display that Councilor Ezeadi's office hours at City Hall are every Monday at 4:30. So if you are interested in catching him, that is where he is on a weekly basis. All right. Well, I don't see any additional comments or questions. So what I'll actually do is give you back about 13 minutes of your morning, which almost never happens. So I will turn this back over to you to just have a terrific rest of your day. And I thank everyone that's tuned in with us. If you did come on later and we are no longer live or see this and have a question for us, you can always send that over either to our page or text that directly over to Councilor Ezeadi. Here's his number. Once again, it's included in the chat section for you, so you're able to connect with him later on. And I do see you on here, Emilio. So thank you guys for hopping in and joining us on our broadcast on this Monday morning. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.